Hello, everyone. It's my great pleasure to be here and share my research with all of you here. The title is Rendering Music from Classical Chinese Poetry into Modern English Song. My study case is Shi's Prelude to Water Melody. This is an ancient Chinese poem back to Song Dynasty around 1000 years ago. Let's give a brief introduction. Shih is a very famous poet in Song Dynasty, and he wrote this poem around Mid-Autumn Festival. It is a festival when family members gather together every year, but at that time he separated from his beloved brother for 7 years, and he wrote this poem to express his homesickness. And in the meantime, he also expressed his understanding and philosophy on life and death. And more interestingly, he used the moon as a metaphor. The full moon symbolizes happiness and fulfilled goals, where the moon that is not full symbolizes regret and loss. So decades ago in Taiwan, a composer called Vincent Liang, he composed this poem into a Mandarin song and sung by Taiwanese singer Teresa Deng. So my study case, the short song, is based on this Mandarin song, but the lyrics by Shi, which is an ancient Chinese poem. And then I produced the English lyrics. And to make it singable, I did a lot of efforts, and I would argue that even more difficult than translating a poem. If you scan this QR code, you will find my performance for this song, and I performed it last year also during Mid-Autumn Festival in London. And next, I will discuss a little bit about the process how I made it singable. This is the first verse of the song and also the first part of the poem. I used traditional Chinese characters all in my presentation because I believe that traditional Chinese characters, they carry the original meaning of the language, and also it bear more historical and cultural meanings. From the target text is not only a text, but also singable song lyrics. A song text is not necessarily singable lyrics, but singable lyrics, they could be song text as well. As you can see, I made it in rhyme, but in the meantime, it's not only about rhyme, but also I needed to adapt lyrics to the music. That is the most difficult part for me. Let's have a look. This is the first few sentences in the song. How rare the moon so round and clear. With wine cup I ask of the blue sky. In the celestial palace up so high, what day tonight goes by? We can see sky, by, or high, they're all in rhyme. And I also try to make this song does sound like a poem. So I used ask if instead of ask. And also here, what day tonight goes by is not literal translation from Chinese into English, because most of the time, if we translate ancient Chinese language into the modern, then we can have different interpretations. I believe it applies to many different languages as well. So here is one of the interpretations, like what day tonight it goes by. But it's not the only answer. And the next part, here, riding the air I would fly, but fear is too cold up there. Crystalline mansions are so high, dancing to my shadow, no longer the immortal tie. And here I made some rearrangement for the wording and the order of the words. For example, the first one originally it says, I would fly and ride the air. But here I said, riding the air, I would fly. Just to make sure the words and the syllables, they can match the music. And also the same crystalline mentions are so high. Dancing to my shadow, no longer the mortal tie. So here, the original words is said, but fear, crystalline mentions are so high, and fear is too cold up there. So I changed the order of words, because if I say like crystalline mentions are so high, but fear is too cold up there, then the words, they can't be matched with the music very well. So I had to make some arrangements, amendments. And no longer the mortal tie. Dancing to my shadow is the same logic. I believe if you scan the QR code I just provided, and then after you watch my performance, you will understand much better than only listening to my talk here. And then last but not least, I would say it is a lot of work, and I did put a lot of effort into it. For example, I need to consider rhythm, photicity, melody, syllables. Of course, is not only about song translation, but also it involves songwriting, which means one needs to have some songwriting skills, and he or she needs to know about music, especially song analysis and the structure of the song, so that the person can make it singable. Apart from singability, I will argue that listenability, perceptibility, and understandability, they're all important. So the second and the third, they are discussed from the aspects of audiences, while the last one is both for singers and audiences. I would say that to make it singable, it is significant because audiences can listen to the song directly through the language they speak. But another thing is that when you translate a song into another language and to make it singable, it means we need to make people understand the lyrics. So that is the aim of the song translation, and that's why I added that understandability is also very important. Okay, so the time is very limited, and that's all my sharing today. And if you want to contact me or check my research or performances, you can scan this QR code. They're all there, including the performance that I just mentioned. Thank you very much. Hope you have a lovely evening. Thank you, bye.